Hi everyone, welcome back to another week of Families in an Electronic World. We're going to be continuing our focus this week on social issues and the internet as they pertain to families. And as you know, last week we focused on safety, issues related to safety in the internet in our discussion. This next week, based upon the video and reading that you have from last week, we're going to be talking about cyberbullying and how people treat one another while they're on the internet. And then the following week, and so the reading and the video that I'm about to introduce to you has to do with the whole issue of video gaming. One of the things that the internet has tended to bring about in some cases is that it tends to bring out compulsive behavior in some ways. And two of the issues that we're going to be looking at this week and the readings for this week and the following week really address that. One has to do, this week is going to be dealing with video gaming, the reading and the video for this week. The following week it's going to be dealing with pornography and sexually explicit materials. So just as a reminder, what I'm about to describe to you is a video and a reading that you will do this week. You'll take a quiz on it next Monday, and then but the discussion this next week will focus on cyberbullying, and then the week after that will focus on gaming. Video gaming has become a huge industry, and there are all sorts of games, Grand Theft Auto and World of Warcraft and a whole lot of games, many of which involve people interacting with each other online. And it can be a great form of entertainment, a great place where people can kind of sit down and chill and let out their energies and really have a way of relaxing. But like anything, video gaming can also be problematic, and it can bring about compulsive behaviors, and it can also it raises questions about the line between the life we live physically and the life we live virtually. And so the two sources I have for you this week really kind of address both of those issues. The video is about a 10-minute clip from a video that we've already looked at. So if you remember from a couple of weeks ago, we looked at the Cooking with Bubby segment. I want you to go back to that same video, but this time go to a minute mark about 16:40 and watch about a 10 or 11-minute segment. And this is a section on gaming in Korea. And gaming in Korea, and actually in a lot of ways, Koreans are advanced over the United States in their use of internet technologies. And one of the places where this shows up is in video gaming. And so there are actually large video cafes where people will go, and for pretty inexpensive rates they can play video games for hours on end. And it can become problematic, if people are doing that hour after hour after hour. And so the video depicts some of these extreme uses of video gaming and some of the social problems that go along with that. I think you'll find it pretty interesting, and in some ways perhaps a little scary. I want to underline that video gaming can really be great for a lot of people, a great source of outlet for relaxation. But when it becomes out of control, when it becomes compulsive, then it becomes, like many social issues, a real concern. The reading is from a book called Alone Together by Shelly Turkle, and you may remember her from, I think, the very first class period. She did one of the TED Talks that we used to kind of start off this semester. And Alone Together is the last book, or the latest book, I guess, that Turkle wrote on this issue. This is an area that she's been researching for many years. She's a psychology professor at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and so she has been really on the forefront of looking at the psychology and the human relationships and the internet. And in this particular segment, she looks at simulation games in particular. And there are two readings here from Turkle. The first is about 2 pages, The second is about a dozen pages, and I would like for you to read them both. I think the first section, the first 2 pages really kind of sets up the others. But she talks in here about something called, for example, Second Life, a game called Second Life, where people create an avatar and they live another life virtually, apart from the physical life that they are currently living in. And she gives 2 or 3 other examples in the chapter about how people engage with the virtual world through the use of games. And I think one of the questions that it raises for us is, what's the line between real life, if you want to call it that, air quotes, real life, and virtual life? And is that line becoming blurred in some sort of way? So I think you'll find Turkle's reading very interesting along these lines, and the week after next we'll focus our discussion on that. So happy reading, happy video watching, and I look forward to a good discussion on cyberbullying this next week.